Thank you very much, Godfrey. Of course, COVID-19 has affected everyone, including us students at tertiary level. BTVI has been operating in this crisis, and we're here to talk about how those programs have been going. BTVI Strong is in the house. We have the president, Dr. Robertson, and Alicia Thompson, Associate Vice President of Fund Development. Good morning. Welcome back to the show.
How are you doing? Thank you. Great.
Very well, very well.
Yeah. We were talking about this tie earlier. We're going to have to get all of the history about that a little bit later, but I like it. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Bahamas Sunrise. Obviously, 2020 has been abnormal.
Yes, sir.
We'll put that in quotes. But how has BTVI been faring?
Well, it's been an interesting year, I think, for everybody, obviously, and certainly in education globally. Everybody had to pivot. Mm-hmm. So what we wanted to try to do, we had some online courses. We put all our courses online within 72 hours. Oh, wow. And we were able to continue pretty seamlessly, really. Mm-hmm. We've done surveys of students related to their experience online, and the results are very positive. Now, obviously, we can improve, but I think we did a pretty good job pivoting. Mm-hmm. So we retained the integrity of the semester. People were able to finish on time. We haven't had the graduation yet because of circumstances, okay. But we're about to announce graduation plans, which will be virtual. Mm-hmm. But we're really excited about next year. We're on a good platform to go into next year. We've trained up our faculty and staff in terms of online education and virtual education. Mm-hmm. And we'll supplement that with what we call boot camps. Okay. So maybe at the weekends or certain days in the week, we'll have small numbers of people come in, do the face-to-face component or the hands-on component. Mm-hmm. And we should be in good shape for the fall. We're really excited about the fall.
Yeah. Would you call this the new norm at BTVI?
Definitely.
And as a part of that new norm, how has the interest been? I mean, before we even get to the new norm, you haven't lost any interest in terms of the students who are registering?
No, we have not. We definitely have not. We are now on July 17th, and we have over 1,000 students who have already expressed an interest. Interestingly, as Dr. Robertson spoke about the pivoting, earlier this year, we had just appointed a new health and safety manager, Mr. Wellington Bain. And so during this time, Mr. Bain and Mr. Roll, who's the manager of physical plant, were very busy as we moved into what is now going to be termed the new normal.
We talk about the online aspect of BTVI. Of course, you continue to grow. This week, BTVI, I think it's this week, is collaborating with Valencia College. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and something called the National Center for Construction, Education, and Research. Tell us a little bit about that.
So that's a very important credential. It's an industry-approved credential in the United States, but it's globally accepted. Mm-hmm. And so Valencia College is a national training center. So we've partnered with Valencia College. This week we have 30 trainers being trained in Freeport. The training finishes today. It's gone very, very well. Okay. Next week it's in Nassau, and then the following week we're doing it in Rock Sound in Eleuthera. Mm-hmm. So the intent is to have approximately 90 trainers trained to this global standard, mm-hmm. and then they will teach students mm-hmm. to the global standard. So as a student, you'll come out with a ticket, a card okay. that says, I am a carpenter and mm-hmm. I know the standards globally, mm-hmm. or I'm a plumber, or I'm an electrician. Mm-hmm. That's really important. So companies in the Bahamas then will be able to go with confidence to these students, hire them to work on their projects. And because of Dorian and because of COVID, we've got a lot of construction projects, and we want these young people to be meeting those global standards, and we're really excited about this program.
Mm-hmm. A similar type of thing for the City and Guilds? Is that the Cisco Academy?
Yes. Well, City and Guilds and Cisco are separate.
Separate, okay.
Yes, but they're all certifications that are important. So Cisco is an IT certification, obviously. We're a Cisco Academy at BTVI. We're the second one in the Caribbean. So we're training a lot of students. We probably have about 1,000 students in IT programs now. And certainly with COVID, you see yourself, a lot of people are working from home. They need to know how the technology works. I mean, I've been in so many Zoom meetings in the last 3 or 4 months. But we were using Zoom before, so we had people ready to go in that area. City and Guilds, we have a lot of City and Guilds credentials. So in addition to the BTVI certificate, which has always been well accepted, we have these industry certifications which are important. So for example, we're going to launch in August a City and Guilds global recognition for a program called hospitality management. Now, of all things in the Bahamas, given the impact of tourism, that's very important. We need to have that. We need to be able to attract people back in and do it smartly, efficiently, and make money at it. And so we'll have a credential which will be available throughout the Bahamas. So if you have a small B&B on a small island, you can take this credential and it'll help you, I think, in terms of your business.
And of course, the education, of course, online virtual learning, whether you're in, Acklands or New Providence, you're still
Correct.
able to get that through
Absolutely.
BTVI.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When we talk about, again, I just want to pivot back to the new norm and BTVI. You have all of the certifications, these credentials, et cetera, that the students themselves can get, but also there's the flip side. Do you see businesses being familiar with all that you're doing, or is that a different type of effort or in tandem with the training for the students?
In tandem. All of the training we do, we engage industry.
Okay.
And so industry then drives us.
Okay.
Yeah, we also have our professional groups who assist us in preparing the syllabus. So the changes and the requirements, One of the things that I also like to add, persons have been asking us, how are you going to fare? Because a lot of your learning is hands-on, right? Experiential.
Correct.
We want you to know that when you come to the BTVI, we are preparing for the return of those students. We have assessed the classrooms, the labs, the workshops, and so we know based on the COVID-19 conditions what the capacity is for each of those work areas, and we are working to ensure that those are reconfigured. Students returning are going to find that there are hand sanitization stations that are strategically placed.
Right.
There are going to be protocols in place, and we are going to beef up our foot patrols to ensure that persons are adhering. As Dr. Robertson would have alluded a little earlier, those face-to-face, we know we're touchy-feely people and we want to be together, but we know that that's the old way. Most of our meetings then are going to be ported to virtual meetings.
Well, I tell you, this is all very exciting. I mean, I think about BTVI back when I was, a little bit younger. But how are you managing? I mean, it's so exciting. How are you managing this growth?
Well, I think technology has certainly been helpful. I mean, even in the trades, there are simulations you can do to learn welding, for example, or carpentry, like we're using a computer. So the whole technology aspect of education has really changed before COVID. So COVID has actually accelerated it. Now, fortunately, we've had a pretty good technological platform to be able to move forward with, and that's really put us in good stead. So I'm really confident that this year will be an exciting year for the students, and we'll probably have a record number of students coming in as well, given the interest you just heard from Ms. Thompson, from all over. We also have 5 courses that we will put online for high school students, a dual enrollment kind of program.
Yeah.
So if you happen to be on a family island and you want to be able to pick up a college credit, and these were put together by a special program we had with the Commonwealth of Learning, where they actually paid for these courses to be developed, and so that's an exciting opportunity as well. Because again, we want to try to get out to as many family islands as possible.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, how do persons who are listening to this get in contact with BTVI? And of course, there's still room and time to register.
Definitely.
Right?
I was about to say, today is the deadline.
Okay.
Today is the deadline. So for persons who have not yet applied for acceptance into BTVI, please, we need you to sign on www.btvi.edu.bs. That's www.btvi.edu.bs. When you get to that screen, you're going to see a tab, My BTVI. Click on that tab. There's a drop-down menu, and at the bottom it says New Application. Come on, we need you to apply.
Excellent. Excellent. Listen, thank you so much, Alicia Thompson, Associate Vice President of Fund Development at BTVI, and Dr. Robert Robertson, President. Thank you so much for being back here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All right. Watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.